Okay, here's the cam type holder for Blademaster, and if this happens to be loose here on one of these, it can be to where this can tilt over some. It can also be that when you're sharpening, this will end up moving down. So this black plate here is sliding with respect to the yoke here, and the yoke is held with respect to the frame by these two bolts, and that's the coarse adjustment you normally do at the factory. Normally you don't mess with that, and that's lifted up by these. So to move the yoke piece that holds the cam piece here, you go through and loosen these, and you turn the bolts, and you lift up the yoke piece on here. So normal operation, these are never messed with. And normally when you're sharpening skates of one type, you can adjust this. I showed another video where you can actually do both hockey and figures if you get the range of motion just right. So this is technically a bolt, because a bolt is tightened by a nut, and a screw you tighten by the head. So if you tighten it from this end, it's a screw. If you tighten by this end, it's a bolt. That's the word for today. But if this is loose here, it can be that you're skating, this will flop back and forth like this. I don't know if you can see that, which isn't good. Or if you got some vibration, the end can lower up, and this can end up moving down. So some local guys have got one like that, so that's why I was playing with this one. These just need to be snugged up so that when you're doing this, you can move the plate. The plate here is end up moving. Let me zoom in here. Like this. So it shouldn't be too tight, but you'll be able to move it like to where you want to. Again, this ends up moving this end of the blade up. This end here moves this end of the blade up. Now, right now I've got that a little bit tight. I'll back this off just a little bit. It's actually a pretty good design because it's got a long bolt. So it's like a lazy spring. There you go. The cam type Blademaster. Of course, this is a grind disc. This bulges out here like this, and it touches on here, so you're trying to get it to where it touches this correctly and this correctly over here, so you get the radius of hollow ground correctly on here. If this is too high, you're going to get one of these to be higher than the other one. If it's too low, like down here, this edge will be too high. If you get it too high, this edge, the top edge will be